Hello and welcome to the 5th Annual Scholarships Finding the Hidden Dollar recorded virtual workshop. My name is Margaret McKenzie and I'm the Virtual Program Coordinator for the Military Family Resource Center in Prince Edward Island from my home office in Winnipeg. And we're going to give you some tips and tricks on finding the hidden dollar. So throughout this session, we're going to look at some of the myths of why people are afraid or don't want to apply for a scholarship. Then we're going to look at some of the scholarship facts and the facts about how expensive it is to take post-secondary education. We're going to look at where you can apply for scholarships, Scholarships Canada and other reliable websites. We're going to look at writing your scholarship essay, and we're going to look at some other resources like Support Our Troops and the Royal Canadian Legion and your place of work. I look forward to sharing you more. So what is stopping you from applying for a scholarship? Let's look at some of the myths that some people have said to me, oh, I will never apply for a scholarship because. Well, here's some of the reasons. Some people will say, you have to have straight A's. I don't have straight A's. I won't apply for a scholarship. Well, guess what? That's a myth. Sure, some of the scholarships need to have an academic standing, but most of them don't. Most of them just need you to be in part of a community or, to have experienced life. So you don't need straight A's to get a scholarship. You have to pay a fee to apply to the good scholarships. That's another myth for sure. If ever anybody asks you to pay a fee to apply for a scholarship, run far and run fast, because the good scholarships, the true scholarships, the honor scholarships will never ask for you to pay a fee. You have to be in financial need. Some of the scholarships, yes, but there are more than 80,000 scholarships at the scholarshipscanada.com website alone, and many of them do not need financial need, proof of financial need. You have to be in a lot of clubs. That's another thing people think. You almost have to save a small country. Not true. Sure, clubs and volunteer and community service really helps because that's part of who you are. You don't have to be in a lot of clubs. What about just one? You play hockey, or you play ringette, or perhaps you've got a musical instrument. There's all kinds of scholarships, and you don't have to be in a lot of clubs. You have to be good looking. Well, that speaks for itself. That's just another myth. You have to be in your graduating year of high school. That's not true either. Did you know that scholarships are for everyone from 16 to 96? You don't just have to be in your graduating year of high school. Not only that, scholarships are not only for university, they're for college and master's programs and PhD levels. They're for all kinds of post-secondary education. You can only apply for scholarships in October. That's another myth. You can apply for scholarships all year round because they keep coming. Different scholarships have different dates. And we're going to show you how to find those scholarships. Those are just a few of the myths. So what's stopping you? Stake your claim. Apply for a scholarship. Here's the realities. Unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to go to post-secondary university these days, especially when you add in tuition, food, accommodation, books, transportation, entertainment. Oh my goodness, you can pay from, $15,000 to $22,000, $23,000 a year, depending on the school that you choose. Post-secondary education is expensive. Here's some facts. The average undergraduate student in Canada graduates with more than $45,000 worth of debt. I have a friend that I'm going to tell you about later, and she received more than $100,000 in scholarships. And I think she applied to over 20 easily. And so, it's really important to use scholarships to help you with your debt. Youth unemployment in Canada was 17% in 2011, and according to Stats Canada's Youth in Transition Survey, 36% of students stopped their studies because of financial reasons. Earn a scholarship. Stake your claim. Apply. So here's some realities. There are more than $5 million worth of scholarships that are unclaimed each and every year. Why is that? Simply because nobody applies. Scholarships are given for a combination of merit and financial need, academic achievement, athletic skills, special abilities, community service. Did you know in Canada you can get a scholarship for being tall at Tall Society of Canada? Stake your claim, apply, and you can apply 365 days per year in any grade from 11 to PhD level. You can be 16 to 96 to apply for a scholarship. So part of this session has been sponsored by Scholarships Canada, and they want to share the message that scholarships are for everyone. They have more than 80,000 scholarship opportunities on their website. Not all scholarships are grade-based, and not all scholarships are financial-based. So 86% do not require an academic average. And 10% of all the scholarships require school, community service, or leadership. That's over $10 million worth of scholarships for leadership. Stake your claim, apply. You don't have to be in financial need. Not every single solitary scholarship is about financial need. Only 32% of those awards will be in financial need. And you can apply for scholarships any time of the year. Deadlines are not just the beginning of each year. They're entrance awards, awards where you're automatically considered if you apply to the institution, graduate degree awards, awards for students currently in their studies. There's so many. Scholarships are for everyone. So speaking of scholarshipscanada.com, I'm going to give you a little tour of their site. When you log on to scholarshipscanada.com, this is what you see. You see the amount of scholarships that are actually in their system at this particular moment. When I took this slide, it was 80,000 scholarships worth more than $174 million. That's almost $250 million. Oh my goodness. Get matched. Let me tell you what you need to do. You go to this website and you set up a profile. In the profile, you put your basic information, your current education, your educational interest, your community leadership, and then Scholarships Canada, who is connected to schoolfinder.com, Study in Canada, all these different websites, Books for Exchange, that will save you a lot of money. Scholarships Canada will connect you with different scholarships that are available specifically for you, for your age, for your program, for your community service. They will match the scholarships to you. Then Scholarships Canada will have a dashboard where you can keep track of all the scholarships that you've applied for and that you've won. Also, Scholarships Canada website will give you alerts of when scholarships are coming due, personality quizzes. It's a great way to connect with other youth across the country. So that's all about Scholarships Canada. Now I want to share with you that most scholarships will require a scholarship essay. So we're going to go through a few step-by-step rules for you. First off, you have to know your strengths. Then you have to have a draft of your essay ready to go, and you can tweak it for each individual application. And then, this is very important, this is not a typo, you have to edit, and edit again your scholarship essay, because if there's grammatical errors, or if there's errors of information, or if you haven't responded to all the questions on the scholarship application, you're going to be put in the no pile. So editing is really important. So let's look at knowing your strengths. Well, let's think for a second. Do you participate in extracurricular activities? Do you participate in school or sporting events? Have you ever helped out in your community? Have you been on student council, or do you volunteer anywhere? Have you ever been in a play, worked on a farm, run for office? Have you ever shoveled your neighbor's driveway? Been on an exchange program to a different country? Grown vegetables, written a play or poem? Have you ever moved homes? And as a military family, I know you probably have. Those are all part of what makes you special. Those are all part of your strengths. Let's do a little exercise. Here's an example of a guideline for a scholarship essay. They're looking for 600 words, 3 copies, not 2, not 1, not 4. You have to really listen to what they're saying. So they want 3 copies, and they want you to describe your leadership experience. So I want you to, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to pause the recording and just list some of your strengths in community leadership. List as many strengths as you can think of. Community leadership, maybe volunteering, maybe helping a friend at school. So I'd like you to pause now and think about your community leadership experience and all the strengths that you have to offer in community leadership. Pause the recording now. Fantastic, welcome. I hope you had quite a good list of your strengths. And sometimes the more you think about them, the more you find, because we, as human beings, we can be our toughest critics. Okay, so once we have our strengths in our head and listed on the paper, then we want to look at a standard 500-word essay that we can adapt for each application. In this essay, it's important to be honest and share your past, your present, your future. What triumphs have you had to go through? What triumphs and tribulations have you had to go through in your journey to the present? What skills and accomplishments have you learned? What are your goals for tomorrow? What will you use this scholarship money for? One great way to do a scholarship essay and to look at those stories is called the STAR. We use this in employment as well. It gets you thinking of a situation or a task, the action that happened, that you took, and the result. Let's have a look at that in more detail. So the situation or task describes what was happening before you arrived, before you made that change. It gives context to your story. For the action, it articulates what you did to make things better for your organization. This section also could outline how you did something to improve. And the results, what happened, explains how the organization or the community benefited from your actions, shows how you were a leader. So if I was working at Tim Hortons, let's say, I'm going to read you a sample STAR that I've thought of. When I worked at Tim Hortons, sometimes the coffee was not ready and there would be a line of disgruntled customers waiting for the coffee to be made. So I spoke with my supervisor and suggested that we have 10 coffee filters set aside and ready to be used. When we saw the coffee was at a quarter level, we would make a new pot using the prepared filters to improve efficiency and speed. The result? It increased customer satisfaction, which led to me receiving the Employee of the Month award for showing initiative and improving the customer service at our store. Within 6 months, I was promoted to shift manager. That's a great story, and it's true, shining your skills. It's honesty and it's got your skills. So here's an example of a guideline for a 600-word essay that we saw earlier. Why you got involved. That would be the situation or the task. What motivated you to be part of it? How your involvement shows initiative and innovation. That's your action taken. And the ways your effort has strengthened others. The result. What happened in the community? I'm going to ask you to pause the recording at this moment and try to think of one STAR. A situation or task, an action, and a result. And write that down now. Pause the recording. And welcome back. Hope you got a great STAR out of that really works towards this guideline for a 600-word scholarship essay. Okay, so now using those STARs, you can write your scholarship essay, the meat and potatoes of your scholarship essay. Wow them, wow that panel. Grab the panel's attention, let them know your journey. Are you a military youth with lots of moves? Share the story of how you triumph over adversity. Have you been through deployments or your family been through deployments? How did that make you a leader? Share those moves that build your strength and your character. Answer the questions on the scholarship essay. Each one is a little bit different. Make sure you answer the questions and you provide all the information that they're requesting. Illustrate your examples, your strengths, using STAR examples. Remember, the statement, the action, the results. Tell them the story. Tell them of your leadership skills and how it has positively impacted your community. Tell them of a problem, how you solved it. What were the results? Stake your claim. Apply for those scholarship dollars. So now I'd like you to pause the recording and use the scholarship essay request form to write your first draft of your scholarship essay. Use your star, share your strengths. Action, go. Wonderful, it's nice to have you back. So I hope this is giving you an idea of your very first draft. The draft, you have to work at it a number of times to get it polished. And the best way to work on it before you work on your final draft, you want the final cell. So take a few minutes now to pause the recording and wrap up your thoughts with a wow sentence. Remember, tell them who you are, why you're deserving, and how you will make the most of their hard-earned scholarship dollars. Use passion, use honesty, and let your strengths shine. The final cell is really going to capture their attention and want to hear more in an interview with you. Stake your claim, apply. Pause now to write your final line of your scholarship draft. And welcome back. All right, so now you've written your rough draft of your scholarship essay, and you probably have 2 or 3 drafts to go. But in the meantime, have it edited. Edit, 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 and that is not a typo. Who can edit your essay? A teacher, an MFRC youth coordinator, employment coordinator, a sibling, a friend, and even the most challenging, a stranger. This way you'll get non-biased comments. But don't only edit for grammar and for content, also edit to make sure, show them the application to make sure that you've included everything that their application has asked. So let them see that as well. Editing is very important. So remember, there are more than $5 million worth of scholarships that go unclaimed each year simply because nobody has applied. So stake your claim, apply. You do not have to save a small country to earn scholarship dollars. The next part that I want to share with you, especially for our military youth, is the Support Our Troops Scholarship Fund. This is a relatively new initiative, and it's intended to complement but not duplicate other scholarship programs offered to the members of Canadian Forces community. There is a listing of other additional opportunities available to CF communities that can be found on supportourtroops.ca. In 2015, the Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services launched a new annual Support Our Troops scholarship program. This is for families of currently serving members and veterans. The following Support Our Troops scholarships are now available annually. There's 5 full-time scholarships with a maximum value of $10,000 and 2 part-time scholarships with a maximum value of $5,000. Oh my goodness, that's 7 different scholarships you can apply for. Stake your claim, apply. We'll show you how. Here's the criteria for the student, for the sought scholarship. You have to have proof of enrollment in a post-secondary university or college program. You have to have a current resume. You have to have a letter of recommendation supporting the application from either a professor, academic advisor, or a community leader. And you need to have a maximum 500-word essay describing the impact of military life and the importance of this scholarship to you. The Support Our Troops scholarship application process is as follows. First, you find the application at the supportourtroops.ca website. Then you can submit your application. The deadline is July 31st each year at 23:59. So if you submit on August 1st, you are too late. They're very strict on the deadline, so do not miss this deadline. You have lots of time now. Submissions are then reviewed by CFMWS Scholarship Board in early August, and the recipients are announced mid-August each and every year. For any inquiries about the Support Our Troops scholarship funds, you can email us at scholarships@cfmws.com. Stake your claim, apply. That's 7 other scholarships for military families. So there are many other scholarship resources available, and I'd like to share with you the Royal Canadian Legion's opportunity. The Royal Canadian Legion keeps the tradition of remembrance alive for the next generation through remembrance commemorations and the Poppy campaign, through the Legion Youth Sports programs, through poster and literacy contests, and through scholarship and bursary programs. The Poppy Trust Fund may be used for the award of bursaries to students who are children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren of any person who is serving or who is honorably served in the Canadian Forces, Merchant Navy personnel, ex-service personnel of Commonwealth countries who reside in Canada, and ex-service personnel of allied countries who reside in Canada. Any personnel wishing to apply for a bursary should contact their local Legion branch for more information on the bursary program and if there is a scholarship program through their Ladies Auxiliary. Check with your local Royal Canadian Legion chapter, which may offer scholarship opportunities in your area. To find your local chapter, here's a great website for a branch locator. Ask the question, stake your claim, apply. Thank you, Royal Canadian Legion. Other scholarship resources. Do you have a part-time job at Tim Hortons, McDonald's, wherever? Ask them, because many of these corporations will offer scholarships for their employees. Your parents' place of work, military corporations often have scholarships for their staff. High schools, universities, colleges, churches, volunteer organizations that you work for. Just ask them. Perhaps they will have a scholarship opportunity for you. Stake your claim and apply. If you want a personal scholarship coaching and resource, check out www.keystoscholarships.com. The owner of this particular website, Unlock Your Future, her name is Brittany Palmer, and she graduated 10 years ago from Simon Fraser University with more than $100,000 in scholarships. Brittany knows what she's talking about. She offers coaching and resources as well. She has free complimentary virtual sessions on how to write a winning scholarship essay. Check out her site and find all kinds of free resources as well as coaching available. Unlock your future. So your mission, should you choose to accept it. Set up a profile on www.scholarshipscanada.com. Find a scholarship that you can apply for and write a first draft of your scholarship essay. Have it edited by at least 3 people and submit an application for at least 1 scholarship. If you can do it in the next 3 weeks, that'd be great. No time like the present. Once you've applied, report back via email of your successes and any questions that you may have. I can be reached at virtual.mfrcpei@gmail.com, and my name is Margaret McKenzie. We've added 3 special prizes. The first 3 people to report back to me via email with proof that they have submitted a scholarship application will win a prize. The first 3 were waiting. So keep me posted on your progress and stake your claim. Apply for those scholarship dollars. There are more than 80,000 scholarship awards worth over $176 million. So stake your claim and apply. MFRC Prince Edward Island would like to thank ScholarshipsCanada.com, the Royal Canadian Legion, Support Our Troop Scholarships, and Unlock Your Future for being part of this worthwhile, informative scholarship, 5th annual scholarship recording. Remember, scholarships are for you, whether you're from 16 to 96. Stake your claim, apply. Keep me posted at virtual.mfrcpei@gmail.com. Thanks again. Cheers.